Hi guys, it's me Danielle Danibuttons, and I'm here today with the first installment of Top 10 Christmas. So all this month, December, I'm going to be bringing you top 10 lists of some of my favorite things about Christmas. We're going to do my top 10 Christmas traditions, my top 10 Christmas songs, my top 10 live action Christmas movies, and my top 10 animated movies. And I'm very excited. I'm basically going to color and tell you my list and talk about why it's on my list and all that fun stuff. And I think this will be a fun series. I did top 10 lists about Disney last year when I did my 4-part Vitro page, and I really enjoyed the process, and I also love it because it gives me a good topic to chat about while we're coloring. So today I'm coloring out of 50 Christmas Elves by Camelia Angelkova. When I'm filming, this is pretty brand new, so I'm excited. And I'm going to do this page with Santy. I love Santy. So Santa and the list and 2 elves looking cute and attentive. And we're going to see how far we get. This is not the first one I'm filming, but the first one you're seeing. So I'll just say right at the beginning that I'm going to film for about half an hour or however long it takes to get through the list. And I'm not going to be doing the speed colors in this month because it's just too much filming to do. So I'm going to finish off screen and then come back and show you the final result. So I'm using my Cali Art markers that are off to the side, and then off to the other side is my list. And let's just get right into it. Actually, let's pick our color first and then get right into it. So I'm going to assume we're going to make Santy red, but let's see. My color chart is currently underneath a bunch of books, so we're going to kind of wing it. But all right. First up, today, yes, like I said, we are talking traditions. So these are things that I do or try to do every single year. And these lists have been so hard for me to narrow down. One, because I wrote most of them in November, and it's kind of hard to remember every detail about December in November. And I don't know if that's just a me problem, but like I have been talking to Sam about the list and kind of asking him if he thinks that I'm telling the accurate truth. And he'll be like, what about this? What about that? And I'm like, oh my goodness, you're totally right. So hopefully I haven't missed anything and I got all the important points that I wanted to say across. But they're all top 10 lists, and I actually do have honorable mentions. So we're going to go through those first. So my first honorable mention tradition is Christmas crack. Christmas crack is like a cookie candy hybrid, and it's the most fabulous thing, but I've only discovered it like a few years ago, and it's deadly. That's why they call it Christmas crack. If you've never had it, because again, I'm pretty new to Christmas crack, basically it is like a layer of saltine crackers covered in homemade caramel and then chocolate, and then you let it solidify into a big bar, and then you crack it up into random pieces, and it's the best thing I've ever had. It's so good, but we definitely only have it at Christmas time because it is just pure candy. So I love Christmas crack, and I cannot wait until it is time to make my batch for this year. I will likely make it before my Christmas party so that I have to share, because otherwise I will eat a whole tray by myself. So that is honorable mention number 1. Honorable mention number 2 is hot chocolate. So originally, when I was going to make this list, I was going to do my top 10 favorite like holiday snacks, but I realized that 1, I don't know if I have 10 holiday specific snacks, but 2, what I like about the snacks is more the traditional aspect of it. Like what I like about them is waiting till Christmas time to enjoy them. So I figured it would be better to just talk about traditions as a whole. So hot chocolate is on here because usually I have hot chocolate not all year round, but definitely all winter. So it's not really specific to Christmas, but usually at Christmas we always make a point of like having a hot chocolate experience, and we'll like make a little plate. I have Christmas plates, and we'll put little cookies on there and have fancy hot chocolate with stirrers, like peppermint sticks, or I have hot chocolate bombs that I bought this year that I can't wait to try out. Sam's getting water. I don't know if you can hear him, but I shall wait for one moment. But, yeah, the reason it's all the way down here is because it's really not a Christmas-specific thing. But, yeah, we do usually, like, have one fancy hot chocolate during Christmas time. A lot of this, too, is because I have a, like, list of activities, and we try to do every day some activities, and I don't really want to spoil later, so I'll talk about that later. But yeah, hot chocolate, it's more of a full winter experience, and Christmas time is just the kickoff of when I start having my hot chocolates. But I love a good hot chocolate in January. Like, that's one of the things that does not make January seem so sad, like the post-Christmas sadness. So, all right, into the actual list. This one surprised Samuel and I that it was this low, but we think it makes sense. Number 10 is My Annual Nutcracker. I have talked about nutcrackers a bunch on this channel now, and I love them, and I collect them. And it started, I think Samuel got me my first nutcracker in, can I math it out? Let me see, 20, 19, 18, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. In 2012, he got me my first nutcracker. They're above me on my shelf so I can see them. And as you heard, I got 2 in 2018. I was very sassy. But I love them. And I'm pretty sure I saw them at the store and I was like, oh my gosh, I love that. But at the time we like lived in a little apartment and we didn't really decorate too much in our apartment. And I don't know why, I just didn't get it myself. And then one day he went out and surprised me and got it. And I was like, this is the best thing ever. And ever since then, we purchase one a year. So I love that idea and I love that tradition in general. But I feel like sometimes I kind of get caught up. And I think that's why this is lower, is because like, I buy it myself now because I can't wait for him. And I bought mine this year in September. And so I love that it happens and I love to look at them. And I'm like looking up at them right now and I'm very happy about it. But I think that I kind of get in my own way of the traditional aspect of it. And that's why it is this low. But I do love them. They're a fun time. I'm getting, like, my shelf is getting a little bit full. I think I can probably squeeze at least 3 more years up there, but we'll see. I have been putting, like, I have them all on my bookshelf in the dining room where all the board games are. So it's a Calyx bookshelf from IKEA, in case you know about those. And I put the current one in our bedroom. So this year is on the shelves in our bedroom. And the past 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 are out here. But I think right now there's space like between them all. And I think if they go like foot to foot, I can fit some more. So we will see. We're going to do it as long as we can. And then we're going to have to figure out someplace else because I don't want to stop collecting them. All right, let's see if I can look over while still coloring this big spot. Ooh, I'm scared. All right, number 9 is decorating outside the house. So since we've moved to this house that we currently live in, I have been slowly every year we get like one new decoration because Christmas decorations can be expensive. So like you can't really go 0 to 60 in 1 year, or I couldn't. So every year I add something new. And I love decorating outside. And I just think it's so fun to like see it and to see all the neighbors and see what everybody does. But the reason this is this low on the list is because it is never a pleasant experience. I feel like there's always some sort of fighting. There's always something that goes wrong the first time. It's always like super cold and not like the best experience while it's happening. So I put that lower. This year I'm hoping to get us like candy canes to almost make like a candy cane fence, like those light up candy canes. But I actually went and they were out of stock. So I'm kind of nervous. I might have to try to find them somewhere else before they're out of stock everywhere. So, because again, I saw them in Lowe's, in like mid-October, but we didn't buy them because we're like, it's mid-October. But now I'm worried that I should have bought them because when I went back in early November, they were gone. So we will see. Sam thinks I'll be able to find some online, but I don't know. But I love the inflatables. I have a Nutcracker inflatable, and then last year we added like a huge Santa and reindeer sleigh inflatable. But I just remember when inflatables first came out and they were like hundreds of dollars, and I desperately wanted one. I thought they were the coolest things in the world. But also when they first came out, there was problems with like people popping them intentionally to be jerks. So we didn't get them until a few years after they came out. I still think our first one was probably very overpriced, but you know, what can you do? So I love them. And I also have a hippopotamus out there that I got at Target. And he might be retiring this year, unfortunately, though, because he is like one of the tinsel wrapped critters, I guess. I don't know. And I don't know how much longer he's going to make it outside. But I'll just keep him in the foyer. That's fine with me. And I put like lights on our bushes. And I don't know at the moment what date this is going up, but you might have seen my decorations because I have been filming the process of putting them all up, and I'm going to show you that as like a vlog sometime this month. So it's either already happened or it's coming very soon. So there we go. That is what number was that? 9. Holy cannoli. I'm going slow today. This is actually, like I said, the third countdown top 10 I've filmed, and I feel like the other ones I really had to pace myself to go slower, but I'm going pretty slow. But that's okay with me because I think we're getting a lot of good information and it's fun time, and I really like sharing what our family does. So number 8 is the ornament exchange, similar to the Nutcrackers. This actually has been going on my whole life, but there was a lull in the middle and it's back. So what am I talking about? Ornament exchange. Every year, Samuel and I get each other an ornament, or we did. And that's why this is low. My parents used to do this for me growing up, that they would get me one special ornament to like represent that year. And then, yeah, once Sam and I started dating, I was like, we're doing this. So we exchange ornaments, and it's like we find ones that remind each other of each other, or ones that like remind each other of the year, things like that. And I think that this is evolving, and that's why it's lower on this list. But it has kind of just turned into, we just purchase ornaments like on different life experiences. So like anytime we travel, we'll buy an ornament or anything like special, and we see an ornament, we will buy it then. And it's not so much like a 1-to-1 on December 1st anymore. So it kind of evolved, but I still love having special ornaments. And I actually have 2 trees, one in the living room that's more of like the aesthetic tree and everything is coordinating and beautiful, and then one in our bedroom that has all of the fun. Oh no, what color green was that? Oh no, I didn't see the arm of the chair. I'm so sorry. One in our bedroom that is all of like the meaningful ornaments. So, and I love that because I do like having the aesthetic tree. I just think it's pretty, but obviously the meaningful ornaments are meaningful. So I'm glad that I have both. And the other tree in our bedroom is literally right next to my side, my head. And so like at night, I will just look at the tree and remember all of the things and look at all the ornaments. So it's very special and very nice. All right, let's pick our next colors. This looks like it will be an easy background to do because there's really not that much poking out, but I'm not sure what color to do it. I think I'm gonna make her like a pink elf, maybe. Is that hair? I feel like that's her hair. I don't know what this part, it's more chair. So I'm gonna make her, I think, a pink elf, and then, oh, what? Why does it look so different? This color looks really dark all of a sudden, and I'm nervous that this is not the right color, but it should be. This is where I just took it back from, so hopefully that will lighten up. Right? Does that not look red at all? I don't know. That might be wrong. But now that also looks wrong. So I might have just used 3 different color greens on this chair. So fun times, go me. All right, so I'm gonna make her pink, I think. And then I'm gonna make him a different color. Maybe a blue elf. So maybe the background. I always make the walls yellow. So I might just do that. I like yellow walls. This actually is anise. So I think it's like yellow towards green. And that's probably fine. I also just like yellow as a supplementary Christmas color. So, all right. Where are we? Number 7. Holy cannoli. Number 7 is gingerbread houses. So we usually buy the kits, and I think they're so fun. And usually Sam and I will buy our own kits, and we'll each do a kit, and then we'll kind of like compete. And not really compete, but just a little bit. Everything we do is a little bit of a competition, I'll be honest with you. But we'll each make our own little houses. And he is so creative, but I'm definitely like have more finesse. So it's fun to see what each other comes up with. And I am really desperate to try to like make the gingerbread from scratch or from a kit. It doesn't have to be from scratch. But I'm very worried about stability. So if I don't make it, I would at least like to like get our own candies and things, because we always like the kit candies are all right. I remember once growing up, I did with a friend, like her mom got us kits, but she had put all the candy. So it was all like name brand candy and not just a random little kit with gummy things in it. It was really a fun time, and I've always wanted to do that, but a lot of the times we don't, because we don't eat the houses. Like we usually keep them on display for the month or 2 for after we make them, so we don't eat them. Sometimes Sam will sneak off little bits of like the candy. He'll pop it off, but overall we don't particularly eat them. So there's that. But yeah, that is number 7. This year we also might do, I'm being messaged. Is it important? No. This year we might do like a cookie version. We saw like a chocolate chip version instead of a gingerbread. And if we do that, I might let Sam eat it afterwards. So we will see. Also, I'm realizing now someone suggested that I should have like film that and have that be our video with Sam this year. And if I did, you might have already seen it. So I'm not sure if you already saw that or not. But hopefully it's going to happen either way if I can film it or not. So right now I'm filming on, what's today? The 17th of November. So we're getting there. We're getting close. Christmas things are in full swing, but I'm trying to pre-film as much as I can so I can have a fun and relaxing and tradition-filled December. So yeah, that is number 7. Number 6 is Christmas music. I love it. It's so funny because my dad is a little bit of a Scrooge. He's kind of self-admitted, it's fine, but he is so in love with Christmas music, and it's like a surprise to me, because I'll be like, oh, do you want to decorate? And he'll be like, no. And I'll be like, oh, do you want to like shop and like wrap and all this other stuff? He's like, nah, it's too early. And then I'll be like, oh, do you want to listen to Christmas music? And he's like, why, yes, let's do that. And it's like, oh, okay. So, we love Christmas music around here. And he loves it when the radio changes to the Christmas all the time, whatever stations he listens to. But now he has like Sirius radio, so he doesn't have to wait. So he's been listening to Christmas music in his car rides. And next week's episode is actually all about my favorite Christmas songs. So be on the lookout for that if you are liking this series. It should be next Saturday. So, yes. I think it's Saturdays. Now I'm worried that it's not Saturdays, because I also kind of thought it was Top 10 Tuesdays. I don't know. I should have had my list next to me. Like half of the videos I filmed, I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. So that's always a good sign. All right, number 5 is decorating inside. So I usually don't decorate outside until either right after Thanksgiving or December 1st because, oh, I had some bleed through on Santa's hand. Ugh, and there too. That's unfortunate. Oh well, I'm sorry, Santa. Yeah, no, I just got really distracted because I've hurt Santa. It's fine. It happened. It's okay. All right. Decorating inside. Yes, I don't decorate outside until later, but I decorate inside the day after my birthday. So that's why all of this has been possible to do because we are in full Christmas mode already and I love it. So we do get a real tree in the living room, so that is not up yet just because from past experience, it dies. It won't make it all the way if you get it too early. So even like when Thanksgiving is early, like if it's around the 22nd or whatever, the tree doesn't always make it. So one year we actually had to buy a second tree and that sucked because trees are not cheap, which also sucks. I remember when we bought our first tree when we moved here, so it was like 5 years ago, I thought it was only like 30, 40 bucks. And then the farm we went to changed owners and the next year was like 80 bucks. And I was like, nah, bye. So like we don't go there anymore, but like holy cannoli, that was a huge price hop. I'm realizing right now that I didn't put getting the tree on this list, and that was definitely an oversight. So I'm going to talk about that while I talk about decorating inside. We get our tree. We used to go to like the tree farm where you cut them down yourselves, but where we live, they're not really close. So we frequently just go to like parking lot tree farms, but it's still a fun time. And I guess there's not too much to say about that. Hold on. Excuse me. I need a sip of my water. But yeah, I love decorating inside. I'm about, I guess, 80% decorated right now on November 17th. Obviously waiting for the tree and also waiting for, actually, I'm going to do very dark gray for his, maybe. No, I'll do black. I wanted to do dark gray so I wouldn't lose the definition, but I'm gonna give him black boots. Yeah, about 80% decorated. And after I do a little bit more filming, I'm gonna actually start wrapping presents because I'm completely done. Oh no! Let's pretend I didn't say that. We'll talk about that later. Okay, so decorating inside is number 5. Number 4 is stockings. I have now mentioned this story a bunch of times, but here we are again. I love stockings, and I remember being 5 or 6 years old and kneeling in the kitchen of my home and like praying to Santa Claus that he would give me an overflowing stocking. Like I wanted a stocking you saw in the movies where stuff was sticking out the top because it was so full, and that's all I wanted. And it happened. And in that first stocking, I got a golden yo-yo. I didn't tell that part in the rest of the stories, but yeah, there was a golden yo-yo, and that's pretty awesome. So I love receiving stocking stuffers, and I love giving stocking stuffers. So I make a stocking for Sam and for my dad, and they actually both make stockings for me, so I get 2 stockings a year. It's always my favorite part. My dad has a weird tradition of telling me that he like can't afford Christmas presents. And I'm like, okay. And I mean, this is like going my whole life. It's a weird game he plays. He'd be like, I'm sorry, this year like Christmas might be light. And I'd be like, that's completely fine. Like, I'm okay with that. Please just fill my stocking. And so he'd be like, okay, I'll do that. And then every year Christmas was not very light, but he always fills my stocking. And it was always a weird game because I was always like, it's okay. But it was also sad because I was a child. I don't understand. But anyway, I don't know if I needed to include that tidbit, but here we are. So I love stockings. I love filling them. I love opening them. I just think they're so fun. I love like all the candy. It's a nice touch. And I need to figure out which part I color in black. This part. Okay. Yeah, I just hope to forever do stockings. I just think, obviously, like, I went through a phase that, like, the stuff I was putting in it was a little bit too, like, I don't want to say cheap, but for a while I went quantity over quality, but now I've, like, for this year for them, I have some fancy stuff going in there, and I think they're gonna like it. I'm excited. Also, Noodles gets a stocking. Don't want her to be left out, so she gets one too, don't you worry. Okay, number 3 is wrapping presents. I'm actually also filming my present wrapping for you guys, and that video is not going up until Christmas Eve because I don't want anybody accidentally seeing their gifts. I don't think anyone would. I think maybe 1 or 2 people that I'm gifting to in real life will watch videos at all, but we're gonna be safe instead of sorry. So I love wrapping presents. I love using wrapped presents essentially as part of the decor. I like to buy new wrapping paper every year, and like buying the wrapping paper is one of my favorite things to do. It's so fun. I love to try to like coordinate a little bit, and every year I do a different theme. So this year I'm doing, oh, that's really dark. Unfortunate. Oh well. This year I am doing like, I don't even know. It's not really a theme overall. I basically really wanted to do a white wrapping paper. So it's like the base is white and there's red words on it. And then I have like a solid green one. So I guess I'm kind of going like minimalist this year compared to some years. And I'm very excited for it. And I'm going to talk about this in the wrapping video, but that's not for a while. But I always get different papers for the different groups we're gonna see. So like I'll get a paper for everyone in my side of the family. I'll get a paper for everyone in Sam's side of the family. I'll get a paper for everyone in our house that we open like in the morning. And I'll get a paper for like my friends. And then that way, when it comes closer to the time, it's easy to be like, okay, this group has to go together and this group goes together. And I'm less likely, not entirely unlikely, but less likely to forget some stuff and leave gifts at home. So, my mother-in-law is notorious for buying gifts really early and then accidentally forgetting where they are. So sometimes you'll get gifts late. And she's also notorious for like buying a bunch at once and forgetting who goes to who. So you'll open something and then somebody else will be like, oh, that's actually from my list. And then you have to like hand it to them. And it's so funny. So they said that now that like since I married Sam, I kind of started doing that too. So it seems to be like a family rite of passage. So we'll see. Oh, it's so funny. It's really funny, but it was like sad because it once did happen to my nephew and it was like a game and Sam was like, actually that's from my list, and my nephew had to give him the game and you're like, oh no. But it's usually a funny time that I have. Oh, my favorite thing that she did too is once my sister-in-law opened a gift and there was a piece of gum in it because she like while was wrapping had gum and I guess it like fell out while she was wrapping. So she was like, oh no. And it was so funny. So that's always a good time. But I just love wrapping presents and I'm so excited to start. And I'm going to start very soon. I'm just, again, trying to pre-film because I'm out here in the living room so I can film while Sam's working. And I'm hoping to get another few days ahead and then we're going to start wrapping, because the presents right now are all in Noodle's room, which is the guest room, and there are no guests, so it makes sense. But they're like stacked waist high. It's crazy because I also wrap gifts for my dad, so like all the stuff he gets for everybody I wrap because I want to, like I'm not unhappy about it. And then I also wrap, like this year Sam's mom sent the gifts for Sam that I have to wrap too. I don't know. It's a whole thing. So I have a lot of wrapping to do and I'm incredibly excited to get started. But I'm also very slow because my dad's like, if you wrap in November, what are you going to do in December? And I was like, probably continue to wrap because I'll just do like a batch at a time. And sometimes I'll just like take a big, huge cut of wrapping paper and then wrap however many gifts I can fit in that cut. And then that's it for the day. So, yes. Okay, I'm going to do the pants and that. So I need a second color. I guess I could. Okay. We're actually going to finish this whole page on camera? That's crazy. We're at 30 minutes now. Okay, number 2 on my list. We are getting there to the end. Any guesses at what's left? I forgot to ask. I wanted to be like, oh, can anybody guess? But probably not. So number 2, my traditions is Christmas movies. Yes, I love Christmas movies. That's actually, as I told you, 2 lists coming up later. Christmas movies are big, and I try to watch a Christmas movie every single day because they just make me so darn happy. And usually I wait till December 1st, but this year I'm starting early because there's more Christmas movies than days of the month, and I want to make sure to watch some newer ones too, because obviously, like, I'm big on lists, I'm big on traditions, but there's new ones coming out all the time. So if I start early, I think I can get some extras in there and see if I find any new traditions to start. So that's part of my plan, and I'm excited. And I'm not really going to talk about my favorite Christmas movies right now because, again, you're going to get 2 full lists of my favorite Christmas movies. So look out for that week 3 and 4. So Christmas Day is all my favorite Christmas movies. So, yes, I'm excited. And number 1, my favorite thing that I do in December is that was terrible. Drum roll. It is advent calendars. Yes, I'm obsessed with advent calendars. I have always been obsessed with advent calendars. From the earliest I can remember, I have always gotten the chocolate advent calendars that you get the tiny piece of chocolate every day. And that evolved into me making my own paper calendar, which is what I was referencing before, that I use it as a countdown too, of course. And I put a movie in every day and an activity in every day. And that's how I do so many of these traditions, is that we try to have a little Christmas spirit every single day. And I do I like to get like more advent calendars with like gifts in them. So this year, so far, I never want to say I'm done because there could always be more. But so far, I have a cheese advent calendar that I got at Aldi's. And I have a chocolate advent calendar, like the usual type. I have an advent calendar for noodles. I have, this is the super exciting one. The cheese one I'm pretty excited about, but I'm also nervous. I mean, I'm nervous about both of these because they're both food, and I'm usually very picky, but I'm excited to try new things. So the cheese one, and I have a jam calendar. So I can't say the lady. It's like Bon Mom, I don't know. But her jam, and it's like a teeny tiny little bowl of jam every day, and I cannot wait. So that's going to be exciting. I said that I just need to find a cracker advent calendar, and then every day would be charcuterie day. So, and I was telling everyone the same joke, because when I come up with a good joke, I tell everybody. And Lydia was like, oh, I'm sure that exists somewhere. And then I realized that we had actually seen an advertisement for a Pringles calendar. So that's kind of crackers. So it does exist. So made me laugh. But yeah, so that is what I am most excited for starting. I love making them for other people too. I love opening them every single morning. It's like a nice fun thing to look forward to, and I just can't wait for it to start. And by the time you're seeing this, it did. Oh, last year I also, if you have been here since then, I made a coloring advent calendar where I basically picked 24 pages to color every day. And I didn't do very good, but the idea was there. So we shall see how this year goes with all the advent calendars. Last year I also had an Arteza one, and I don't know if I'm gonna get that one again this year, but I wouldn't be surprised if I snuck another one in before December actually starts. So there we go. That is that on that, and I basically have finished. Perfect timing. So I hope you enjoy. I'm probably not going to embellish anymore because this is all finished on perfect timing, and not every page has to be the fanciest. This was just a fun time that I had with you guys. So that is it. Hooray. I don't know what this is. I feel like it's a snowball, but it's also inside, so I don't know if that makes sense. But since I pointed it out, that is going to be our secret word. So if you made it to the end of the video and enjoyed, thumbs up this video. Comment anything you want to comment down below, including our secret word, snowball. Subscribe if you haven't. I'm a fun time, and I will be back again tomorrow and every day in the month of December with a new video for you guys, so please stick around. And thank you so much for watching. Bye, friends.